Here's your everyday moment of the year. You're standing at a checkout counter, buying a couch, a laptop, or maybe a mattress you've been putting off for months. And then the salesperson says the 4 words that make almost anyone relax a little. 0% interest available. Suddenly the price doesn't feel like a price anymore. It feels like a gift. Your brain quietly shifts from "can I afford this" to "why wouldn't I take this deal?" And that shift, that tiny mental flip, is exactly what the entire offer was designed to create. Because here's the question almost nobody stops to ask in that moment. If lending you money makes no money for the lender, why would any company offer it? Businesses don't do free. Banks don't do free. Financing companies especially don't do free. So if there's truly no interest being charged, someone somewhere is still getting paid. The real question isn't whether 0% financing is a trap. It's where the money is actually coming from, because it has to be coming from somewhere. Let's start with the version most people are familiar with. Retail financing on furniture, electronics, or appliances. These offers usually come with a phrase most shoppers skim right past: deferred interest. It sounds harmless, almost like a technical footnote. It is not harmless, it's the entire mechanism. Deferred interest doesn't mean the interest is zero. It means the interest is paused and hidden, waiting in the background like a debt that's already been calculated, just not yet charged. If you pay off the full balance before the promotional period ends, you genuinely pay nothing extra. But if there's even $1 left on the balance the day that period ends, many of these plans retroactively charge you interest on the entire original amount, not just what's left, not the remaining balance, the whole thing backdated to day one. Think about what that means. Someone finances an $1,800 sofa on a 1-2-month interest-free plan. They pay diligently for 11 months, and by month 12, they've got $150 left. Life happens, they're a few days late, or they simply miscalculate the payoff date. Suddenly, they're not charged interest on $150. They're charged as if the entire $1,800 had been accumulating interest since the very first day, often at rates north of 25%. In an instant, a free purchase can become one of the most expensive things they've ever bought. This is why 0% financing offers concentrate so heavily on big-ticket, aspirational purchases. Furniture, mattresses, TVs, home gym equipment. These are the exact categories where people are most likely to feel financially stretched, most likely to miscalculate a payoff date, and most likely to experience an unexpected expense before the promotional window closes. The offer isn't randomly generous. It's precisely targeted at the psychological moment when someone wants something they can't quite justify paying for outright. Here's a scene that plays out constantly, even if the details vary. A young couple furnishing their first apartment sees a bedroom set with a 0% financing tag. They tell themselves it's basically the same as saving up and paying cash, just spread out. They sign up, feel proud of the decision, and set a reminder on their phone. But 8 months in, a car repair eats into their budget. They pay less than planned 1 month to cover it. When the promotional period ends, they're hit with over $400 in retroactive interest they never saw coming, on furniture that already felt fully paid for in their minds. Now, retail financing is only one layer of this. The second, and in some ways more powerful layer, is what 0% interest does to your decision-making itself, independent of whether you ever pay a cent in interest. Behavioral economists have long studied something called the pain of paying. Every time you spend money, especially cash, your brain registers a small psychological cost. It's one of the reasons cash purchases tend to feel more restrained than card purchases. Financing removes that pain almost entirely. When a purchase is broken into monthly installments, especially interest-free ones, the brain stops evaluating the total cost of the item and starts evaluating only the monthly number. A $2,400 purchase doesn't feel like $2,400. It feels like $100 a month, which sounds completely manageable, even trivial. This is called payment decoupling, separating the moment of buying from the moment of paying. And it doesn't just make purchases feel smaller, it changes what people are willing to buy in the first place. Studies in consumer psychology have consistently shown that when future payments are broken into small increments, people are more willing to purchase items they wouldn't buy if asked to pay the full price up front, even when the total cost is identical or higher. That's the real business model behind so many 0% offers. It's not really about interest at all. It's about increasing the size and frequency of purchases people make, because breaking a scary number into a friendly monthly number makes yes easier to say. Retailers know this. It's why 0% financing tends to appear more often on discretionary, non-essential purchases than on necessities. Nobody needs financing to convince them to buy groceries. But convincing someone to upgrade from a $600 mattress to a $1,800 one becomes much easier when the sticker price is disguised as $50 a month. There's a quieter version of this trap too, one that doesn't rely on deferred interest at all, it just relies on your attention. Even with genuinely interest-free plans, the monthly payment itself becomes a kind of psychological anchor. Once someone commits to a recurring payment, cancelling or paying it off early requires effort and a decision. Most people don't cancel. Most people don't pay early. They simply let the payment run its full course, because it's now part of the background noise of their monthly budget, alongside their phone bill and their streaming subscriptions. The company isn't earning interest, but it doesn't need to. It already earns something more valuable, a completed, larger sale that might never have happened at full price. Consider a retiree on a fixed income who wants a new refrigerator after decades with the same one. She could pay from savings, but the salesperson mentions 0% financing over 18 months, framing it as smart because it keeps money in her account. She takes the deal, feeling financially savvy, but she never revisits it. 18 months pass on autopilot, she pays exactly what she would have paid in cash, just later and in pieces, and the extra liquidity she thought she was preserving was spent elsewhere on things she wouldn't have bought if she'd paid up front and felt the full weight of that number immediately. So does that mean 0% financing is always bad? Not necessarily. Used with discipline on a purchase you were already going to make, with a payoff date marked and respected, it genuinely can save you money compared to putting the same purchase on a high-interest credit card. The mechanism itself isn't inherently a scam. What makes it a trap is how consistently it's paired with retroactive interest clauses, and how effectively it exploits the psychological gap between what something costs and what it feels like it costs. The uncomfortable truth is that the offer is rarely designed with your benefit as the primary goal. It's designed to increase the odds that you buy something bigger, that you buy it sooner, and that enough people miss a deadline or a payment for the retroactive interest clause to make the whole program profitable for the lender. You are not the exception the system is built around. You are the average case the math is built on. And that's really the deeper lesson buried inside this one specific financing trick. Almost every free financial offer in modern life is free for a reason, and that reason usually benefits the party offering it more than it benefits you. Free checking accounts make money from fees you don't notice. Free trials convert into subscriptions people forget to cancel. Free shipping thresholds push you to spend more than you intended. 0% financing follows the exact same blueprint, just dressed up as a favor at the register. The next time you hear those 4 words at checkout, the ones that make the whole purchase feel weightless, it's worth pausing for just a second longer than feels natural. Not to reject the offer outright, but to ask the one question the deal is quietly hoping you'll skip. What happens if this doesn't go exactly as planned? Because in the space between 0% interest and interest-free, if paid according to schedule, there's an entire industry quietly built on the assumption that most people won't read that. Deferred. Have you ever taken a 0% financing deal, and did it actually work out the way you expected? I'd genuinely like to hear how it went for you in the comments.